Good afternoon, viewers, and welcome to North Sydney Oval for the final of the Women's Regional Bash. It's the Sixers Conference Final. The Coffs Coast Chargers, the defending champions, taking on the Northern Inland Bolters. The winner will meet the ACT Aces in the final tonight. I'm your commentator, Andrew Menzel, and joining me is Sean Barrett. Sean, how are you?
Mate, it's great to be here at this lovely, iconic oval. And looking forward to a great Sixers conference final here between these two sides that have actually come through to play here. And then, obviously, as you said before, the winner takes on the ACT Aces in our regional bash final this afternoon here at about 6 o'clock.
What an exciting day for all of these players playing at the beautiful North Sydney Oval with a chance to play under lights later on. So I'm sure the Chargers and the Bolters will be fired up. I have to say, going into this match, I've got the Coffs Coast Chargers as the heavy favourite in this Sixers Conference Final. They're undefeated in the Women's Regional Bash. They're the defending champions. They've got a strong lineup, so I think it's going to be a tough battle for the Bolters.
Yeah, and the Bolters have actually, they played their previous round match against the Central Coast Rush, and they actually won that match.
We see the two umpires coming onto the field, and the opening batters for the Chargers. They won the toss and elected to bat. Kate Jackson, the Chargers captain, won the toss, and we'll have Anita Handano and Naomi McDonald opening the batting. Got the opening batters and the Northern Inland Bolters coming onto the field, led by the two umpires. It's a 20-over thriller. In the first match, the ACT Aces were too good for the Orana Outlaws. And in a late inclusion, Kate Letcher from the Outlaws has been called up to the Bolters team. So she's got an immediate chance at redemption.
She has, and in the previous game, she actually top scored for the Orana Outlaws with 10. So, against a very tight bowling attack of the ACT Aces.
They're going to start off from the fig tree end. The Bolters in yellow, the Chargers in blue. Start off with the field. It looks like they're going to start with one fielder in the deep for the Bolters. It's going to be a sweeper on the onside, just in front of square. Naomi McDonald's on strike. Claire McGurk will open the bowling for the Bolters. And we're all in readiness for the Sixers Conference Final. Hope you're enjoying the coverage of the finals day here at North Sydney Oval in the Women's Regional Bash. I'm sure there's lots of friends and relatives of these players watching. Great to have you, and the first ball's delivered nicely and straight away nudged into the onside for a single. And McDonald's off the mark straight away. Good start for the Chargers. Handano ready to face her first ball of the innings. None for one. Here's McGurk. Delivers a full ball right in the block hole. Nicely defended.
Yeah, McGurk's opened the bowling. Gunnedah girl. She got 2 wickets in the preliminary games against the Central Coast Rush. So they've thrown to the ball early, and hopefully she can do the job for the cap.
McGurk in again. It's driven nicely back to the bowler, but no run. Strong lineup for the Chargers. Jackson, Borja, Norrup, Rowlands, Osborne, all to come. McGurk Throws that one wide, and it's been signalled a wide by the umpire.
Yeah, they've just probably a loosener there, but Claire's definitely got her eye on that off stump at the moment.
Handano waits, plays at a ball drifting down the leg side, and it's been signalled as a wide, second wide in a row.
Maybe a bit of nerves there. First over of the semi-final, so to speak.
Also be hard with the new pink ball to control that bit of swing. Well, that's a good ball, thrown wide and played out by Handano, and good take by the keeper, Cheadle.
Yeah, I'm not sure how this the field's going to play out at the moment. With hasn't rained since before the previous match.
The outfield was a little slow this morning, but it would have quickened up a bit. That's a nice positive drive by Handano through the covers, and they're coming back for two. Over pitched by McGurk and put away. Handano's off the mark.
Yeah, she just sort of leant on that one and got it through the field. Just a nice, confident strike to get off the mark.
Last ball of the first over coming up. Short ball and cut through the gap at point. Handano's got two more. They'll think about taking one on the arm, but sensibly decline. So the end of one over. The Coffs Coast Chargers are none for 7.
Yeah, just towards the end of that over, a couple of really confident strikes of the ball, which is good, piercing the field, and some pretty good running between the wickets.
Josephine Pearce to take up the attack from the McCartney stand end.
Yeah, she bowled in the previous game for the Bolters. Just had the one over though, but was pretty good, nice and tidy and everything as well.
McDonald is on strike. Pearce's first ball, it's drifted down leg side. Pearce in again, full ball. It's got past the keeper and it's rolling away towards the rope. It's not going to make it. They've run two.
They're coming back for the third.
Handano's almost going to lap McDonald there. And so Handano's on strike. Was that 3 runs, Sean?
It was, yeah. They ran really well in the first two and turned on the bowler's arm.
Just got a tickle on that one.
You just straight down leg side there a little bit.
Pearce to Handano. Played with a beautiful straight bat. Straight back to the bowler.
Yeah, Pearce has been very full at the moment. Nice high arm action and right up in the block hole.
Pearce in again. It's a full ball and driven to mid-off, and they've set off for a single. Good running. Score now none for 11. It's a good start for the Chargers. The defending champs never lost a game in the women's regional bash. Pearce in again, and it's lofted in the air over mid-on. And they'll take 2. McDonald going the aerial route and got away with it. Nice shot.
It was nice and full, but she's used her feet and got it straight over the bowler's head.
Pearce lets it go, and it's driven to mid-off, and they think about a single, but that was hit too well, so there's not a run there. And that's the end of the second over. After 2 overs, the Coffs Coast Chargers are none for 13.
Yeah, in the previous match, the Coffs Coast Chargers, it was a washout round, so unfortunately against Newcastle. So Coffs progressed being higher in the previous year's results. So they're really keen to get out there, and Kate Jackson's elected to bat first, and hopefully she can sort of get a score there, and then they can actually really use their strength in their bowling lineup as well.
And Dana on strike to start this over and drives into the covers. No run. McGurk bowling her second over. First over went for 7. So should be looking to tighten things up a little in this over. McGurk in. It's lofted back just over the bowler's outstretched arm. So easily could have been hit straight back to McGurk for a catch. Handano survives.
Yeah, that was obviously a plan. They've got their fielders in a really good catching position there.
McGurk, it's short ball and cut into the offside, and they set off for a single. It's good running.
Nice confident strike there, and they've obviously got their nice loud calls, and there was definitely the single there.
McDonald on strike. It's smashed to... Oh, it's been dropped at mid-on. It was a tough chance. McDonald hit that one pretty hard, but mid-on just could not hold on to it.
Yeah, it was actually nice, really firmly struck. And unfortunately, our fielders spilled an opportunity.
Letcher put that one down. That's got through point, and they'll get a single there on the misfield. Just got through the legs of the fielder at point. Eventful couple of deliveries, Sean.
There is, yeah, and unfortunately our substitute player, Katie Letcher's come into the game, and that was an opportunity for her.
Last ball of the third over, driven into the offside. To dot ball to finish. The score here, none for 15 after 3 overs.
Yeah.
And just was a really nice touch there. The bowler went over to Letcher and gave her a pat on the back. Exchanged a few words. So great team spirit out there by the Bolters.
Yeah, and I think the Coffs Chargers at the moment just a little bit frustrated. They're playing some shots, but just picking out the fielders. But just building some confidence and.
Fourth over, right up in the block hole. Pearce continuing from the McCartney stand end. Delivers, slashed at, and it's got through gully. It's running along the ground towards the boundary. Taken to the batters.
They thought about the third, but the fielder down deep. They found the edge on that one. Pearce, our bowler, just found the edge on that one. It was probably an opportunity.
McDonald slashing at that one. Pearce, another shorter ball, and it's pulled hard into the mid-wicket region. And smacks into the fielder's foot, I think.
Yeah, they're finding the middle of the bat, but just finding the fielders as well.
Elsie Ford doing the fielding there, one of the late call-ups to the Bolters team. Pearce, full ball, driven to cover. No run. Good over so far, you have to say, keeping it tight. Just the 2 runs coming off it.
Yeah, with 2 to come as well, so it has been really tight.
Pearce delivers, and it's swung away in the air over mid-wicket, nicely by McDonald, and that's going to run away for 4. Beautiful shot, the first boundary of the Chargers innings. A lofted drive over the mid-wicket region.
Yeah, that was in the slot, as they say.
Beautifully played. We'll see on the replay here. It's tossed up, probably on off stump, and just smashed over mid-wicket. Slightly across the line, but very effective. Can Pearce bounce back? It's been lofted in the air again. Mid-on's heading back. Not going to get there, and it's running away. It's a dive from Letcher, and she's pulled it back, I think. Saved at least one there. Yep, did save one, so good fielding. 3 more for McDonald. That's the end of 4 overs. So 9 runs coming off that over.
And some great fielding here by Katie Letcher. She's slid into the rope and pulled it back. So nothing wrong with that. That's great athletic ability to get there.
Nice couple of shots there from Naomi McDonald. Both in the air, but confident stuff from the opening batter.
Yeah, just opened the shoulders a bit, went down towards the scoreboard end, and yeah, moved them along to 24 after the 4th over.
McGurk continuing from the fig tree stand end, and it's a good length outside off stump. Nothing much McDonald could do with that. Good start from the Chargers, none for 24 off 4.1 overs. Does have champion team written all over it, and the winner of this game will take on the ACT Aces under lights. Slashed away by McDonald, and it flies away behind point, and that's going to be another boundary for the Chargers. They are charging.
Yeah, McDonald's definitely lifted up the run rate at the moment, and she's seen an opportunity. Just while we've got these field restrictions in as well.
Just a little bit of width there from McGurk. McDonald could free the arms and threw the hands at them. Very risky. McGurk in again. Short ball pulled away powerfully by McDonald in front of mid-wicket for 4. That was a confident shot and clatters into the fence here at the historic North Sydney Oval.
Yeah, another opportunity for McDonald to actually open up her shoulders, as you say, but she's played it very safely and along the ground.
She's on fire now, McDonald. Waits for McGurk, putting the pressure on the bowlers, and that's a good comeback delivery. Not much you can do about that one.
Yeah, when a batsman seems to be hitting it out of the middle a fair bit, the bowler's just going to keep your mind on your job and stay with the plan.
McDonald's raced to 24 off 17 deliveries. McGurk to McDonald, and it's nudged into the onside, and they set off for a single. Putting the pressure on Vanessa Simpson there. She couldn't pick it up. Score now none for 33. A spirited start for the Chargers. McGurk in, short ball, and it's cut beautifully in front of point, this time by Handano, and it's going to race away for 4 more. It's an avalanche of boundaries here for the Chargers. That's the 3rd in this over and the end of the 5th over, and it's none for 37. Exciting stuff here at North Sydney Oval. It's the Women's Regional Bash Sydney Sixers Conference Final. A big moment for all these young players to be out there on this famous ground. Look at some of the names on the stands. The O'Reilly stand, the Bob stand. Very famous. Yeah. Doug Walters Hill.
And the Ken Irvine scoreboard.
It's asleep today. Nothing happening in the Ken Irvine scoreboard today. None for 37 after 5. 13 runs came off that over. Have you watched much cricket here, Sean, over the years?
I was lucky enough to come to a couple of games recently with the a couple of years ago, but and this, it's not only a cricket ground as well. They've played rugby league here for a number of years. The famous North Sydney Bears played out of here as well.
Swinton into the attack, floats that one up.
Yeah, so the Coffs Chargers have actually forced a bowling change here from the McCartney stand end. So they've gone with a left armour Swinton.
Swinton in again. Short ball and pulled powerfully behind square leg for 4 by McDonald. She's racing along now. She's on 29 off 19 deliveries.
He seems to be in the groove at the moment and using her feet well and playing her shots really well.
See the ball here, it's looped up, but it's just a bit short. Allowed McDonald to rock back. Played it nicely behind square. Just waited for it to come to her. Here's Swinton. Slow left arm bowler. A little bit short there and swung away by McDonald. Not as powerful as the one before, and they'll get 2. They'll think about a 3rd, but it's not there. Could see a big score here, Sean. What a great start.
It is a great start, and that's what you want from the year openers, just to actually see out those first couple of bowling changes and then set the tone for the incoming batsman.
They've laid a beautiful platform already. Swinton in again. That's a slow looping delivery, and it's hoiked away to deep mid-wicket by McDonald for a single. They're dangerous deliveries, Sean. They're ones where you can just hit them straight to fielders and find yourself trudging back to the pavilion, shaking your head. That's
right, yeah. Naomi's she's in form, and she just got to make sure she takes her opportunities and waits on those looser deliveries.
Handano now facing Swinton, and that's wrapped her on the pads. Yeah, stifled appeal.
Yeah, good comeback from Swinton. Just making a play.
Just taking the pace off the ball. It's an interesting tactic. We've seen it a lot at North Sydney Oval over the years. Swinton in again. It's a full toss and it's slapped behind square, and that's going to race away for 4. Handano hits her second boundary of the day. And the Chargers are steaming ahead. They're none for 48 after 6 overs. 2 boundaries coming in that over.
Yeah, and Swinton tried to bowl a full toss to maybe get a catch in the deep, but didn't happen. So
change in the bowling. We're going to have the skipper, Jacqueline Vickery. Is that right, Jacqueline?
Jacqueline, yes. Maitland girl.
Maitland girl. She's going to take up the attack from the famous fig tree end.
Yeah, it looks like she's going to bowl spin from, as you say, the fig tree end. See if she can stem the tide a little bit.
McDonald's on strike. She's on 32 off 22, and it's a wide ball, and she's hit it to point, who just fumbled it a bit there, and they were able to steal a single. She's now 33 off 23. Handano's 14 off 14 balls. It's thrown up, looped up, and just beat the outside edge of the bat.
Keeper just whipped the bails off just to make sure that our batsmen just very aware of actually.
Why wouldn't you? The cameras are on. It's being televised.
That's
We're
right,
ever going to do a bit of showmanship. This is the game to do it. Vickery in again. Tossed up and driven back in the offside. It got past the bowler. It got past cover, but luckily mid-off was there to do the mopping up. Vickery in again, loops that leggy up, and it's cut into the offside. No run. Just looking at the bowling figures, McGurk 3 overs, none for 22. Opening the bowling, and Josephine Pearce 2 overs, none for 15. Vickery in again. It's swept nicely around the corner. Taken one and they're back for a second.
Yeah, they've
two more for Handano.
Yeah, they've done that easy. They're just starting to. They're very chanceless at the moment. They're playing everything on the ground.
Vickery has smoked through mid-wicket by Handano along the ground and races away for her third boundary. She's now on to 20. Just over pitch there from Vickery, and Handano took full toll. We'll see here, looped up. Nice footwork there from Handano. She just skipped a little bit down the track to get to the ball on the pitch and driven nicely.
Yeah, Vickery, there was apart from that last delivery, it was a fairly sort of tidy over there from the skipper.
And that's the 50 partnership for these two. They've raced to none for 55 after 7 overs. Well played by the Chargers. McDonald and Handano put on 55 off 7 overs to start this innings off, and all of a sudden the Bolters are up against it.
They are, and obviously with the fielding restrictions being eased as well, they've put a few people back out on the boundary rope, and hopefully they can set the trap.
Ball just slipped out there, I think.
Yeah. Something might have happened on the delivery stride. It's a thing with T20 cricket. Top of the mark, the bowler's got a plan, and then a batsman just wants to change it by advancing or.
Swinton in again. That's better. It's thrown up and driven beautifully through the offside all the way along the ground for 4 by McDonald. A sensational cover drive there.
And she got to the pitch of it fairly easy there. She was given an opportunity to hit it, and she took it.
It was wide, angling across her. And again, they're danger deliveries. You can just end up popping them straight to a fielder, but McDonald is in too good a form, and that's another one. She's had another crack at it, and it's going to race away for 4 more. This is outstanding batting by the opener. She's raced to 41 of 26 deliveries with 6 fours. Don't go anywhere. Don't turn off your television sets. McDonald's on fire.
Yeah, it was just a replica shot of the previous delivery. Punched it through the covers to the fence.
Fantastic stroke play.
It is, and she's just hitting the ball in the middle of the bat, nice and firm.
She's 9 runs away from a half century on the famous North Sydney Oval. The short ball pulled. No run. Good fielding by the backward square. So many famous moments for men's and women's cricket here.
That's right, yeah, and Naomi McDonald's just setting the tone for her team at the moment.
Swinton in again. It's short and driven into the offside, and they've set off for a quick single to throw at the stumps. And I think McDonald would have been out there if that was a direct hit, but she's safe and she's on to 42.
Yeah, that's just a little bit of luck could have gone the Bolter's way, and a run out can just definitely turn the tide.
Swinton floats it up and it's heaved into the onside. A lap sweep by Handano and easy single. They thought about 2. Handano was thinking about coming back. McDonald was having none of that. And that's the end of the 8th over here at North Sydney Oval. The score is none for 65. 10 runs coming off the Swinton over. And some fine batting by the Chargers so far. McDonald's 42 of 28 deliveries with 6 fours. Handano 21 of 20 deliveries with 3 boundaries. Swinton 2 overs, none for 21, taking a bit of tap. Wonder if we'll see a bowling change up at that end the next over.
Maybe they might swap the left armour out and see what we've got from the other end.
Vickery continuing her second over, this from the fig tree end. Floated up nicely, nice bit of drop there, and Oh, almost a run out there. The bowler did the fielding and a follow through, and McDonald was almost run out.
Nice bit of work there by the captain, and Hendano's just happy to drop it in front of her and take that quick single to put McDonald on strike.
Great pick up and throw there from Vickery in a follow through. Had the keeper taken the ball and whipped the bails off, might have been a tight run out. McDonald on 42 on strike. Just tried to sweep that full toss, hits her on the pad, but just drifting down leg side.
Yeah, she got to that one on the full, and I think her eyes might have lit up and just sort of lost her shape a little bit there.
Wonder if she can see a score up on the board there. Might be playing into hands. Another looping leg spinner and cut beautifully in front of point. Elegant cut shot from McDonald, and they've taken an easy two, and they're going to take one more. Hendano's run excellently between the wickets with McDonald. And three more to the total. McDonald on 45. A name to watch out for Naomi McDonald.
Yeah, and that's the opportunity that these sort of country girls and men do get in their regional bashes. They get the opportunity to come into the city and play in these sort of games.
They must be so excited about it.
Mate, and it's a great opportunity for them to come to these sort of venues, and the boys are playing obviously over at the SCG as well.
Looped up there again and defended by Hendano. Bowler trying to tempt her into something risky, but she's pretty cool customer, Hendano, by the looks of things. Vickery in again, and it's got past the outside edge of the bat. Good leggy by the skipper. That's the end of the over. After 9 overs, the score is none for 69.
Yeah, that was a good finish up to the over for Vickery. She beat the bat. Obviously, it's drifted away, and just put Hendano in that in two minds. But her job at the other end is she's run a ball nearly, and then put McDonald on strike, and she's actually definitely in some form.
Right, McDonald's on strike. She's on 45 not out. Can she bring up a half century in this over? There's a change in the bowling, and we are going to see Elsie Ford getting a bowl. Number 15, the late call up for the Bolters.
Yeah, you were right. That hard hitting of McDonald's has forced that change from that McCartney stand end.
Here she is, Ford with her first ball of this innings, right up in the block hole and driven into the offside by McDonald, but doesn't find the gap. She's at 45 of 31 deliveries with 6 boundaries. This is a classic openers innings in a T20 match. Elsie in again. Just wide delivery and slashed that. Been called wide by the umpire. Just drifted too far wide of the off stump.
It's a big job here for Elsie Ford. She's been throwing the ball and maybe to stem the tide. But she's definitely got her eyes fixed and focused.
McDonald on strike. Ford delivers, and it's lofted beautifully over mid-off's head by McDonald. It's running away towards a big dive in the outfield, and they've saved it, and they're thinking about a third. But McDonald sends back Hendano. Kate Letcher doing the fielding. That was running around from deep long on to deep long off and saving a couple there. See on the replay. Beautiful shot there, straight back. That's just a gorgeous lofted off drive. McDonald's on 47. It's hit her on the pads. There's a big appeal. Hendano's taken off. There could be a run out here. There's no one at the stumps. It's all happening. Dot ball. After all that, dot ball.
Dot ball.
Score none for 72 here. McDonald on 47. Can't you bring up a half century? Full ball. She's swung it high and hard. There's a fielder out there. She's dropped it, and that's going to be 50. 50 for McDonald. That's gone for 4 or 6. 50 for McDonald regardless. Goes to her half century. A scintillating half century here in the Sixers conference final. She's on to 51 now. That was signalled 4. Tremendous effort from the opener. She raises the bat to her friends and family and teammates who are in the crowd. She's raced to a stunning half century. What a moment for her. Playing on North Sydney Oval, 51 of 34 deliveries with 7 fours. Stunning stuff from the youngster. Ford continues. Driven through the square region on the offside. That could be 2 more. McDonald now onto 53. Just 1 ball left in Ford's over. And these 2 openers have put on 78 so far. They're a champion team playing like champions right now. And the Bolters are up against it. Bolters' backs against the wall. Last ball of the first 10 overs, and it's dug out, a dot ball. And the score here is none for 78 after 10 overs. There's going to be a quick commentary change. I'm going to jump out, and Robbie McKinlay is going to take over.
Thank you, Manners, and thank you, Sean Barrett. Well, what a start as we just get Neil McDonald settled in, and I guess the first question we'll be posing to Neil McDonald will be, and I think I might have asked it the same question last year, but good afternoon, Macca.
Good afternoon, Robbie. Great to be with you again.
Great to see a talented McDonald in action. Now, I've got to say,
at least there's one of them.
Is Naomi related to you?
Yeah, we do have a relationship in the deep past.
What?
It's not exactly
back in Scotland
recent.
In the 1840s or something, is it?
Everybody came out in the same boat.
Well, here we go. We're back in action here, and Handano, who's played second fiddle to McDonald, goes to 23. But what an innings from Naomi McDonald, Macca. Well, as we go through this over, we'll get you to give me a bit of a background on Naomi.
A little bit of a hold-up here, Robbie. They're just adjusting a few pads. Jackie Vickery into bowl.
Yes.
Off the back foot out through cover. Should pick up another 2 here.
Good running between the wickets too, Macca. Very aggressive. So, yes, that tells us a little bit more about Naomi McDonald.
Well, Naomi's an Australian country, or New South Wales representative in the Australian Country Championship. She's been the leading run scorer of the last 2 national championships. Held in Shepparton, Victoria, and then Toowoomba, more recently until the COVID restricted this year's.
Now Vickery bowls short, and it is hammered away on this occasion by McDonald down to deep mid-wicket for just the 1 run.
She's, plundered runs everywhere. Bowls a bit of left-arm orthos as well. And Handano at the other end came into the countryside last year and performed really well as a young player. So
here it is again now as Handano just drives down to mid-off for a single, so the score goes up to 82. We're only in the 11th over.
I said it last year at the SCG when they couldn't dismiss her with about 130, 140 runs she scored in the 2 innings she played.
And there's a chance at mid-wicket, and it has gone down. It was a hot one, a very sharp one. I think it might be the new player into the side.
Yeah, that's Elsie Ford that's dropped that one. Nearly went through it, cut her in 2.
So again now, here we go. Vickery tosses up. This time it's thrashed back down to deep mid on.
We've got a fielder out there, Robbie.
And it'll just be the 1.
Yeah, Claire McWork doing some fine work down there at long on.
Well,
single, retains the strike.
Yeah, completes the over, 11 overs down, and it is no wicket for 83. And the Northern Inland Bolters, they've got the job ahead of them here as the Chargers are piling on the runs.
They certainly are, and I feel for what could happen out here over this next 10 over stint. 9 overs to go. They've tried hard, but they really need to bust this partnership up.
Well, Elsie Ford is going to bowl another over. Naomi McDonald's on strike. She's 57 not out. We just saw a replay of that very hot chance there to mid-wicket. As the fields scatter.
Yeah, there's players everywhere here, isn't there? Good to protect the boundary, though. It's sensible.
A Mac attack. Naomi McDonald faces forward, full toss. Smashed away wide of mid-on. 1 bounce, 2 bounce, and a good save on the boundary.
Save. Great work there. Little diving effort. And good teamwork there in the field too. Offloading the player at straightish mid-wicket. We've got a fairly straight hit and straightish mid-wicket, but to pick up a 2.
So McDonald continues. She's 59, faces forward now. He bowls a full delivery, and it's a good delivery. A nice. Oh, there's a pick up of the ball by the batter, but no sign of an appeal, Macca.
Would have happened sometime in recent
Back in the
past,
day.
but we're all very friendly now, so which is probably a nice thing at none for 85.
Not sure I'd still do that amongst some of the coves I've played against.
No, I agree, especially when they're looking for a wicket.
Ford bowls, and McDonald drives straight back past the bowler, beats mid off, but won't beat that
They're looking for 2 here, Robbie.
And they're going to come back for 2. This will be close if the throw's good and it's not, Macca. And they get back for 2. Good running by McDonald.
Yeah, both of them really good athletes, Nita and Naomi. And so coming back for that 2, while it looked a little pressured, was in the end fairly comfortable.
She looks pretty keen to stay on strike here, McDonald. Faces forward. That's a good high lofted shot. Deep mid-on's coming around. Gets under it. It won't get there. 1 run to McDonald.
She likes the shot. Generally gets onto it pretty well. I don't know whether she got onto that one as well. It looks like it lobbed about 20 in. Fielder had to make a lot of ground to get to it, so it was fairly safe in the end.
Sort of lucky she did miss hit it in the end, Macca.
Yeah, that's true. Could have been right down the throat.
Forward to Handano. Handano gets a full delivery.
Lovely shot.
It is nicely picked the gap. And good work there from the deep cover fieldsman, Claire McGuirk.
Claire McGuirk, yeah. She's
came
everywhere.
In. Yeah, she's everywhere, isn't she?
Everywhere and from Gunnedah.
Yeah, yep. I have an auntie in Gunnedah.
You have?
I had family in Gunnedah, that's right, Macca.
Still there now?
No,
Nice
Auntie Anne's gone, but the kids remain.
Okay.
Yep.
Beautiful picket fence ground opposite the Park Hotel. Anyway, back to the cricket.
Lovely shot there by McDonald. Will they look for 2 again? Handano showing no interest at all there, so... And that might be good counting by McDonald, because that's the end of the over. Hello. And we'll keep strike on 63. And Handano's on 24. Macca, the score's up to 90. We've got 8 overs left. What are you thinking? Target score?
160.
Yep.
That might be a little on the lean side, but I think they'll clear 160.
And there's the crew in there, just waiting their turn to bat, Macca. They're in a pretty jovial mood.
Well, there's a few yawns in there.
Couple of yawns there, and
not sure whether they're interested in the cricket or thinking they're never going to get a bat. But it happened to come from a couple with pads on, so they're reckoning they're not batting in the next couple of minutes, maybe.
I reckon Mark Waugh used to sort of nod off when he was waiting to bat.
Did.
Yeah.
Did.
I've seen you nod off at some conferences over time, Macca, but.
Really?
And but you came back from that? Righto.
Happy to be here, Robbie.
Happy to be here. So's Vickery. He's going to bowl. Well tossed up leg spinner, driven nicely by the Mac attack. Is there anything you see in Naomi's game that reminds you of yourself, Macca, with her style?
No,
flair
she's got ability, Robbie. No, I tend to be more a cover driver than a player through mid wicket. So she's certainly different. She's a 360 player. I wasn't
from the Newcastle area.
No.
No? Where is Naomi from?
No, Naomi's from the far north coast.
Far north coast, okay.
As is his sister Grace.
Okay.
Also both played underage for New South Wales.
Tossed up, short, pulled away. Beautiful shot by McDonald, but on the first bounce out to the fielder in the deep, which was Kayla Burton, and gets a good throw back in. A couple hundred Ks out.
What, from Newcastle?
Yeah.
Oh, well, a good couple of hours up the freeway anyway.
Vickery tosses
it that's
up
full.
And driven. They might think about 2 here. No, McDonald keen to stay on strike.
I think they're looking for the big boundary. Jackie does give the ball a pretty good rip, but she also gives it a bit of hang time. Let's see if she gets in underneath one of these.
Well bowled. Down the leg side, but that was beautifully flighted.
Gone with the sweep. Not all, the girls need to be able to play the sweep, especially against the spinners, and Naomi generally does it pretty well. There's no protection out there.
He gets another chance. This time it's lofted straight down the ground, but the deep mid-on is there.
One bounce to McGuirk.
And 1 run to McDonald. This goes to 66.
I'm thinking the fence is going to get a bit of a workout in the next couple of overs, I think. Yeah, they're...
Hendano gets a full toss. Oh, hit on the pads on the full, but obviously going down leg side, Macca.
I'd suggest so, because
there
was
was
no real interest.
Not a
in
flicker, was there?
Nothing at all.
Now, what's happening
So
here?
these
That's
two
the end
sweep
of the over.
shots they've missed out into the over. Keith McDonald on strike.
And we have, after 13 overs, no wicket for 98.
So about the next over or two, we've got a special guest coming in.
We have. We're going to have Sharon Beck from your neck of the woods.
Yeah, no, Sharon's going to be in. She's going to have a little chat about social women's cricket successes and how we're looking to really grow that through metro and country areas. So probably in the next over or two, we'll allow Shaz in with the cans on, and away we go.
Now that one's full driven. Nice shot out to McGuirk at deep cover for 1 run.
Signature Naomi McDonald only went for 1, but she just laces that cover drive generally. They've got it feels pretty well set for her, really.
Yep.
Deep extra cover, straightish mid on, and we've got 4 on the boundary there, haven't we?
Actually, Elsie Ford. Well, Elsie Ford's been just dragged into this game on short notice. She's done a great job here with the ball. She comes in again now, and that one's a bit fuller.
Full.
Might have been no ball.
Above waist, I think.
Oh, misfield on the boundary too, and that is going to be 4 runs and a no ball, Macca.
That's costly.
And a free hit.
Yeah, this is possibly the worst result there.
Yep.
As good as she's been bowling up till now, Elsie. This one will be a real test. Although the deep mid wicket fielder didn't help her out there. It could have just been a no ball.
That's Neil's phone. You can hear pinging in the background, listeners. He's just checking with his real estate. Yeah, I'd buy it, Macca. Go on. That's another couple hundred. He comes forward, bowls, pitched up, driven beautifully, over cover for 6.
Yeah, Hendono outstanding.
What a shot.
And a great shot over cover.
Off the free hit, Macca, and that's the penalty you can pay.
One step into it, it wasn't a bad length, but it was very drivable.
Gee, that was a good shot. That is one of the longest boundaries on this ground.
Gave herself room, Robbie, and just went through with the shot. These are the freedom that these girls will play with now. Is outstanding.
Look at this. Here it is again. That's a gorgeous shot. Look at that. Here we go down
she's
the
turned this one
side.
around the corner. This is fine.
Yeah, and it's going to be... McDonald will be keen to come back to get on strike. No, McDonald just a bit slow there. Couldn't get back. So it's a wide. So we've had it all happening this over, Macca. We've had a wide. We've had a free hit. We've had one go over the rope. And 3 extra runs there.
We've had them all around the ground too, Robbie, so it's a bit hard to defend 360.
Now I'm going to throw a stat at you soon. I'm going to get you to confirm this very shortly as Ford bowls to Hendano.
That's well bowled.
Dot ball. Has Naomi McDonald been out in these conference finals and the finals last year? If I remember at the SCG, she had a great
Has
trip.
not been dismissed. Other than in the final series, not sure about regional games.
Yeah, right.
Probably take that on notice, but undismissed. If that's a word.
The Joe Root of the Big Bash. Just can't get her out.
This is a quick single being taken, and in the end, again, easily there. Just a push to mid-off.
Now, the only threat to McDonald maybe making a century here could be Hendano.
Well, it could be McDonald herself.
Could be.
Well, yeah, either or. Yeah,
because
you're talking the run-out
No,
option,
just the way she's really warming to the task, batting very well, taking a little bit more of the strike.
Ah, yes. Yeah, a few more balls here and there.
Here's McDonald. And McDonald drives through the covers, but again, on the ground for a single.
65 and 40. 66 now, McDonald.
So we get... We've got our Sharon Beck will be joining us after this over to have a bit of a chat. So we'll has Ford bowls now, and off the back foot, Handano. That's
push single out through point.
Yeah, very good.
Well done again. Yeah, good running there, Robbie.
Yep.
I'll hand over to Sharon, and you can have a chat with Sharon. I'll join you for the last couple of overs.
Will do. So that is 14 overs gone now. The score is no wicket for 113. As we welcome Sharon to the commentary box.
Thanks, Robbie.
Great to have you here. And as Macca was saying too, some really exciting things happening up in and around, well, right across the country with women's cricket and girls cricket. But I'll get you to tell us about a new initiative that you've started up around Newcastle.
So we've got the Sixers Social Women's Cricket in Newcastle. We actually established the league in January 2017. Been running for quite a few years now, but we've spread across the Greater Hunter over the last few years, which has been fantastic. And it's great to see that Cricket New South Wales and Cricket Australia are working together to pilot the program across New South Wales this year, Sixers or Social Women's Cricket. It's going really well.
So what sort of people are you attracting to it, Sharon? Is it I guess there's some mothers of girls who might be playing. Are mothers and daughters playing together?
Yeah, we do have lots of mother and daughter combinations, actually, which is great to see. In Newcastle, we had a mother-daughter-grandmother combination.
No way.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
We'll just pause as Vanessa Simpson bowls her first ball. And it's a big appeal for LBW, and not out, going down the leg side. So we had a 3 generations.
Yes, it was great. We have aunties and nieces and all sorts of things. It's really good to see.
And tell us a bit about the format of it. From what I believe, it's not actually, you're not wearing the pads and the helmets at the moment, or I guess that's optional, but...
Yeah, so it's...
As Simpson bowls now, and it's driven hard by Handano for a single. Yeah,
so we use a softball. A softer ball, so the ladies don't need to worry about helmets or pads or anything like that. It's a very safe and quick format and lots of fun.
Simpson again made a really good start to this over, bowling nice and full, and that's on a good length again and beautifully taken down the leg side, but it will be called wide.
Yeah, so it's basically people will bat in pairs and they get to bat for their full 4 overs.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter if they get out, they just get to stay in and bat out the overs, which is really great for participation. Everyone will bat, everyone will bowl 2 overs and also wicket keep for 2 overs.
Simpson again and swung away this time. That'll be 4 runs. Beautifully hit by McDonald, straying down the leg side, and she'll go up to 70, scored 121. And so, and how many overs does the game go for? Roughly, and how many overs and how long does that game go for in total?
So each team will have 16 overs, and really the games just go for just over an hour.
Yep.
So you're in and out really quickly.
So Simpson just straying on the leg side to McDonald. Can she get close to that 100? Drives on them full now, straight down the mid-off, and a misfield there. Won't go to the boundary. They will come back for a second run as McCourt fields. So I guess if there's people listening out there today and was thinking, well, we'd love to have that in our town or our region, our city, what's the best thing for them to do to get involved in the social cricket, girls cricket?
So there's leagues starting up all around New South Wales at the moment. They can go to playcricket.com and look up the social cricket tab, and they'll be able to find a league close to them. Yeah,
and via through a name or a postcode search?
You can search through a postcode or a club name or the suburb that you live in.
Very good. And so what sort of, how many teams, how many numbers have you had in the Newcastle one?
So the first season, when we started, we thought we might get 4 teams, and we ended up with 22.
22 teams?
It was amazing.
And all this, as we break again for Simpson to bowl, and Handano whips it nicely off her legs for a single. So where'd you fit them all?
Well, we kept having to book extra grounds, which was not a bad problem to have. We just had 3 hubs across Newcastle the first year, which was amazing. We have due to popular demand, we ended up starting a spring league as well. So we have a spring and a summer league in Newcastle, and we have one team that's played every single league that we've offered since 2017. They just love it. And it's really your non-cricketers that we're aiming towards, because you don't have to have any experience, which is great.
Do they play for a title, or is it it's loosely title? Is that up to just weigh it up, see how it goes?
Well, they certainly know who wins and loses each game.
Yep.
And we do have a ladder that in our competition that they can see who is on top of the ladder.
That's very exciting. So if you've just joined us, we're talking to Sharon Beck from Newcastle, who is giving us a rundown on girls' social cricket, which is really taking off right across the state, as are the numbers in the women's game on the back of the brilliant WBBL season, WNCL season in full swing now. As we're back here live, and McDonald is chasing 100 perhaps, hits one very firmly to point. It's really well fielded there by Kayla Burton. I'll just get a single. So, and Sharon, the other thing is, what sort of costings are you looking at? And is there any? Because we'll just break again as Hendano's on strike and drives it down to mid-on for a single. And how long does the season go? So, what's it going to cost you to play that season?
So it varies across different areas, but seasons can be anywhere between 5 to 8 weeks, which will also impact the cost. It's around $15 a game, which is great. You just literally turn up, everything's there for you, and it's heaps of fun.
So McDonald swings it away behind square leg, and that'll be 4 more runs. Naomi McDonald goes up to 79 and the score up to 131. And with, do my quick calculation there, around about 27 deliveries to go in this innings, McDonald has got to be some chance here to maybe make 100. Brilliant batting here from Naomi McDonald. Hendano at the other end's not out on 46, so a half century beckons for her. On strike again now, and that's a good delivery too. Very well bowled there by Josie Pearce. So spring comp, summer comp, and the venue, if you enter a side, turn up, everything's there for you. It's run by a coordinator, I take it. Draws are done, the whole lot.
Yes, so we have a coordinator and match managers.
As McDonald hits it large and long down to deep mid-on. They're going to come back for 2. Great running there from Hendano. And the obligatory barbecue goes with it, music, the whole works.
Yes, socialising the end of the matches is very important, and we strongly encouraged. So
to socialise, yep.
Definitely. And that's the whole, one of the main objectives is socialising, making new friends, and it's really great to see the ladies doing that.
So where was the main promotion for that, Sharon? Where do you start? How do you promote it?
So this year it's all been done centrally by through Cricket New South Wales and Cricket Australia, which has been great. Lots of social media posts on Facebook and Instagram across New South Wales. So there's been some centres starting up. I was just talking to Fee Penny, talking about Manly. She had a 45 come along to come and try, which is amazing. Yeah. Sydney City has a great centre going as well. So it's just, there's a real appetite for it across New South Wales. Yeah,
and I guess the other thing too, the other way to contact, get in touch with your local cricket manager right across the state. They're everywhere. So, and if it's not on, put some pressure on to get it on.
Absolutely. And
a full-length delivery there from Vanessa Simpson is just worked away down the leg side. That could even be a leg by. No, might have got a bit of bat on that. So that's 83 now to Naomi McDonald. The other McDonald will be joining us after this over, Neil McDonald. We can confirm Sharon is no relation to Naomi. There's a few clues there. Oh, that's a nice shot from Hendano. She'll go along to 47. And what about yourself, Sharon? Because did you have a cricket background? You're working in cricket full time now, but you just got into something else.
No, I've never really played cricket in
Yep.
my life before
Yep.
social cricket, and I just love it.
So you've taken up the willow yourself?
Absolutely.
Brilliant. Playing with any of the family?
Yes, my daughter plays.
Goodness, how good. And who's doing better out of mum and daughter at the moment?
I have to say daughter. Definitely.
It's good. Good fun. And what night of the week are they playing up in Newcastle?
So we have Newcastle is 4:30 to 6 on Sundays, but in Maitland we're Thursday nights.
Yep.
So it really does depend on the area and what people have on.
Yep. Great concept and great support, obviously, from Cricket New South Wales and the Cricket Australia and the Sydney Sixers, Sydney Thunder brand in the state, which is fantastic. And I guess, Sharon, we're seeing so much of it now on TV, and the audiences and the ratings just went through the roof. It's important that we actually, you got to have if the thirst is there for it, we've got to provide it and that opportunity. So it's congratulations to everyone up there. It's a fantastic story.
Yeah, thank you.
And may it continue to grow. And that's another good shot heaved away there by McDonald, but out the fielder out there in the deep, which is Kayla Burton, does really well to keep that scoring to 1. So we've got one more ball to come in this over, I think. So, well, Sharon, earlier in the day, we saw a win to the ACT Aces, and it looks like it's going to be very hard here for these Coffs Coast Chargers to look like making it through again. And who knows, we could see someone who's playing in the Social Sixers here next year or the next year after or whenever. It certainly could happen. It's a great place to learn.
Absolutely.
All right, Sharon, great job. Well, we'll hand you back to Neil McDonald, who's just been warming up out the back there. He's got his BBL 09 Champions cap on, and there's one more to come. 2021, the 10th title. Thank you there, Sharon Beck.
Thanks, Robbie.
There we go. So, gee whiz, Macca, as the area manager up there in the Newcastle region, you'd be pretty happy with what's happening with the girls' social cricket.
Yeah, we're pretty blessed with it, Robbie. It's still, like all regions, still to catch on in some areas, but we've certainly got a good head start on it.
Good work. Now, Handano gets off strike here. So, well, and maybe there's two, but I think there's a plan going on here, Macca. It's get Mac to 100.
Get Mac, yeah, the Mac attack. What are we on, 86? There's overs in the bank.
17 balls left, Macca.
I think it's
on.
Let's not put it out there first. I did this on Saturday night with James Vince.
Yeah.
Some of our listeners will be aware of that. But
Hello,
he looked
AJ
assured
Ty.
of it, but let's, yeah.
So McDonald on strike. Drives hard. I think they'll only get one here. They will. So goes on to number 87, Macca.
87.
Is that any concerns for the McDonald family?
Not so much in the women's stream of the game, I don't think.
Right.
So no, she should be able to pass this one. Although picked the fielder out there pretty well. There's the 3 out.
Yep. Of course, Handano's on 49. Looking for a half century.
Yeah, great. Nothing second fiddle there. Handano's played a number of classic shots in this innings.
So Handano, can she bring up? No, she can't bring up the 50. So some good bowling here from Josie Pearce.
It's very good. Very, very odd to get a dot ball on 17.2 overs, none down. You'd sort of argue maybe we need to be finding a way. But, very well bowled by Pearce.
So Pearce is on now, and we're all driven straight back to the bowler again. So there's
2 dot balls.
2 dot balls, and Pearce taking a time to get to 50. But what this is doing, Macca, it's chewing up a few balls for
McDonald.
For McDonald at the other end, who needs 13 more for a century.
The interesting thing here, Robbie, will be what happens on ball 3, because generally when you see
reckon
2
it'll be a run
balls
out.
dotted up, something nuts goes on the 3rd ball.
Here we go. No, it's a block, but it's a single to the offside. And there's a well-earned 50 there to Anita Handano. 50 not out. And the Coffs Coast Chargers are no wicket for 143, Macca.
Really well played. I think she was just, certainly interested. Obviously, the scoreboard there, which is a nice luxury to have, to know what you're on. And, just push that nicely. Soft hands into the covers.
Good over from Pearce. Only 2 off it so far. McDonald on strike. McDonald goes long. Over mid-off's head. The fielder from the deep running around will come back. They'll get 2. McDonald will go to 89. And I wouldn't mind a little wager, Macca. We might see that is the last ball, is it? It's the last. McDonald will go in at 89 not out. We've got 2 overs to go, and Handano is on 50. The scoreboard's just hit a bit of a block at the moment.
It has, Robbie. Apparently an internet issue.
North
Sydney Oval.
Who would have thought?
Hey? Amazing. Business district of Sydney, but anyway.
Yeah. Well, it might be a busy day.
Well, might be plenty happening. A little surprise there, Naomi, just from a technical point of view, sort of not taking body weight through the line of the ball, and so she got a 2 out there through extra cover, but you know, at other times they would have either been going over the boundary or certainly directly to it like a tracer bullet.
Okay, well, here's Vanessa Simpson, who's bowled pretty well. Short ball, straight back at the bowler, and it has been dropped. So that was a big chance for the first wicket to fall.
Chances have been there, Robbie.
They have. Mac, I'm just trying to think back to last year. Was this the same 2 pair that opened the batting in the games at the SCG on finals day? We might get our statisticians to look that one up.
I think we need to follow that one up. Not sure about Handano.
McDonald gets a full toss, swings it away.
That's
one
4.
Bounce over the rope for 4. And it may even be a no ball, is it? Is it? They're looking at each other. He says down. Look at that for teamwork amongst the umpires, Macca. The way they did that, it was just no panic, no rush. It was just the old push down,
that's true.
You know?
Yeah, had a good look at it from square.
A bit like you on the dance floor, just some of those push down moves here.
No, this is similar to the Dan Christian one on Saturday night, although he was down the crease.
Yes,
controversial.
Yeah.
Might have people writing in about that.
I know. Well, here's McDonald on 93. Short ball, pulled away. Can it get the... Oh, brilliantly fielded. Superb bit of fielding from Sally Keeler. Gee, that was good
Sally's
work.
got down to that really well.
Oh, Mustang Sally, well played. And McDonald stays on 94, so it's set up beautifully for 6 here.
Set up for 6 here. Yeah.
Handano.
She's got the power to do it. The question is whether the ball's in the slot.
Handano on strike. Short ball and pulled away. Now this will be a single, Macca.
Here we go, Robbie.
Here we go.
Strap yourself in.
Don't leave now.
No.
Don't worry about the Super Bowl. Stay with us.
This could be it, friends. This could be it.
The Big Max on 95.
Only needs a loose one. Fielders.
Or a single and 4 overthrows to get it done, Macca.
We've only got a deep mid-wicket out.
Here comes Simpson. McDonald on strike. Gets a full ball.
It's
Smashes it down the ground for a 4. McDonald goes to 99.
Oh, hang on. Hang on. Is this an early celebration? Is the scoreboard up to date? I'm thinking, Robbie.
That could be 100. That is 100. Well batted, Naomi McDonald.
And thanks to the internet connection.
We just took a little bit of the topping off that one, but brilliantly batted by Naomi McDonald. So well done, well played, well batted. And now she can have a look at a few.
Absolutely, yeah. This could be anything these last 7 or 8 balls.
Simpson. Oh, McDonald goes big again.
Throwing the arms up. Not going to get there, though.
I didn't get enough on it, Macca, to be honest. And it'll take 2 runs. And that
should have been fielded again. Claire McWork, she's been everywhere in the field today.
She's saved runs everywhere, Macca. So with 1 over to go in this innings, the Coffs Coast Chargers are rattling along, Macca, and they could even take this score up around the 170.
I'm going to put it to you, Robbie, that I can answer both those questions without us going to our statistician. I'm thinking that not only has Naomi McDonald broken the record for the highest individual score in the regional bash.
Broke her own record? Or?
Broke her own record, as it turned out. She got a 90 at the SCG last year, Reading.
Yes.
She's sitting on 101 as far as we know at the moment. But the other thing was the question around who she opened with, and the opening partner last year was Kate Rowlands, who's also in this team. So I didn't think Anita.
So this is a record score.
Year, so it's a record. Well, the record partnership's 114. They're sitting on. Well, they're past the record score. Looking at this, 159.
Well, Claire McWork, who's fielded so well, has now come on to bowl. The final over, and the score's up to 160 with 5 balls. So
this could all be a record, male or female.
Yeah, record high score by an individual.
Like the Belinda Clark.
First century.
First double century in one day.
Highest team score. And McDonald swings it past the
It's been good
dive
trivia stuff,
mid-wicket.
Robbie.
You've got plenty of ammunition here, Macca. Oh, hesitation. They go back.
Yeah.
Oh, gee, having the bolters got a job ahead of them now, Macca.
Well, again, still, like, I don't quite know. Well, we've got the 3 out this time, I guess. So that's, and as long as she's bowling full, well, there's a chance of protection. But if anything drops short here, we could be looking for it in the North Sydney number 2.
Whack. Over mid-wicket it goes. First bounce, second. Third down to deep mid-wicket.
Pushing the 2. Happy with the 1. Probably happy with the scoreboard at the moment, I'm thinking.
This is good stuff from the girl from Gunnedah, Claire McGuirk.
Oh, just
outstanding.
May
Bowling
not have
well.
any energy left.
Can field, can bowl. Gonna have to bat.
Gonna have to bat.
Have to bat the ears off.
Strap the pads on. Away we go.
McDonald. Ooh, hits it out to deep mid-wicket. I think they'll come back for 2 here, Macca. No, they won't.
No, they won't.
No.
Tell you what, they picked the field out a little bit in the last, with
Yep.
far be it from us to be critical, but I reckon there's some runs they've left out, which would be important depending upon this result in terms of a final and the importance of picking gaps and turning ones into 2s.
McGuirk bowls now to Hendano. That's a lovely drive. Straight back past the bowler, down to that fielder at long on, and they will only get the single. And there's some clapping and cheering going on there. What's happened here? Now there's
great question.
Some significant. The scoreboard shows she's already got half century, but as we've seen today with the scoreboard, it probably hasn't been your greatest ally at times.
We are struggling. We might get a little My Cricket update just to check where we're actually at on this. But I'd suggest here they've got plenty on the board at the moment, Robbie.
Last ball, and this will be, 1 run, a dive there. They're going to come back for two. They will, and they're going to go through the whole 20 overs without losing a wicket, and they finish at no wicket for 166. No wicket for 166, Macca.
104 off 71 for McDonald.
104 off 71
Obviously
by McDonald.
better than a run of ball. It's an outstanding innings and, well deserved and coming off now with Hendano. Fantastic partnership.
Tell you what, Macca, when you come up and play finals here in the regional bash, big bash here, you don't need to bat number 3 or 4 for the Coffs Coast Chargers. You won't get a stick. They don't lose wickets.
I believe some of them left their bats behind.
This year, just in a
travel,
protest.
Travel light.
Yeah.
Travel
All right.
light.
Well, there we have it, Macca. I won't get you to go through the wicket takers because we didn't have any.
No, that's right.
All I can say is that Naomi McDonald's made 104 off 71. And we believe Anita Hendano
at least got to 50.
Got at least to 50. It's no wicket for 166. It's Robbie McKinlay and Neil McDonald live from North Sydney. We will be back for the second innings when the Northern Inland bowlers have got a big job ahead of them. They need 167 for victory. Bye for now.
Welcome back to North Sydney Oval for the Sydney Sixers conference final in the Women's Regional Bash. And we have just seen a stunning batting display by the Coffs Coast Chargers, who finished their 20 overs, none for 166. A century to McDonald, an unbeaten 50 to Handano, and a quite stunning performance, record-breaking. All sorts of records were broken. Highest opening partnership, highest score, highest total. It's a series of records for the defending champions, the Chargers, but now it's up to the Northern Inland Bolters to try and chase down 167 for victory and a spot in the final tonight against the ACT Aces. I'm Andrew Menzel, joined by Jay. How are you?
Good. Cracking performance from the girls for a starting 20 overs here.
Incredible performance. It was just scintillating stroke play by both the openers. And, well, it's a big task, you'd have to say, for the Bolters, Jay.
As we've said before, that we do get gritty cricketers out in the West.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd never put anything beyond anyone at this point. They've made it to the level. But as you said, highest score, I think, before this for a regional bash is 114. And to be chasing down 139.
They need 167 for victory. Incredible. They smashed the record by over 50 runs. Wow. Just stunning stuff.
McDonald.
So you go?
Yeah, sorry, McDonald. Some absolute power hitting towards the latter part of the innings.
106 not out of 72 balls with 11 fours. Congratulations to her on that fine innings. And Handano, 50 off 49 deliveries, 4 fours and 1 6. None for 166 off 20 overs. The defending champions, outstanding performance. And now the Bolters, got the openers out there.
Looks like we've got Olivia Osborne opening.
Olivia
Osborne Chargers.
Yep, and Heidi Cheadle's on strike. Osborne with the ball to start from the McCartney end. And Heidi Cheadle will be facing up.
Heidi, like McDonald, definitely capable of hitting some big shots.
That's what they'll need. As we wait for the first ball, earlier today the ACT Aces beat the Orana Outlaws to win their spot in the final. But here's the first ball of the chase from the Boltons. It's a short ball spooned up in the air on the onside and falls safely, and Cheadle gets off the mark straight away.
It's quite streaky there. Potentially an opportunity missed in close.
So joining Cheadle out in the middle is Kayla Burton. She'll be about to face her first delivery. Osborne with the ball. Coffs Coast in blue. Bolters in yellow and blue. And that's a wide ball drifting down leg side.
How do you think they're going to need to attack this this large total?
Yeah, it's a tough total, but I think they just need to try and get off to a fast start while the field's up. These first 10 overs are vital. Osborne in, it's short and nudged nicely around the corner for a single. And Burton's off the mark. Kayla Burton.
I think we've seen a highlight of the Chargers inning was definitely the running between the wickets early on.
You're right. They would hit it to the field and run and take on the opposition. I've seen a bit of that today, actually. Cheadle on strike. Osborne delivers, and it's another wide delivery. Yeah, I think it's vital in the first 10 overs that the Bolters don't get too far behind the required run rate. They need to stay there or thereabouts, because I don't think they're going to be able to accelerate right at the end. They kind of just need to score around 8 and over for most of the innings. Osborne in, and that's pushed wide.
And you're right, as you say, it's pretty tough coming out first over, chasing 8.4 run rate and trying to get yourself going.
Yeah, very intimidating for this Northern Inland Bolters side, facing a record score. But what a thrill, whether they get their runs or not. Batting on North Sydney Oval in a knockout game, friends and family here and maybe watching on this stream. Real opportunity. Cheadle just nudges it into the onside. They think about a single, but Burton scampers back. That's what they don't need, is a run out.
No. And like you said, there's a lot of young talent in both these sides. And the family are going to be great watching over here in the Duncan Thompson stand.
This family up here?
The families are down watching.
No good. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Pushed by Cheadle into the offside. Just got the fright that maybe the family had come up and was standing behind me or something. I better watch what I say.
On show.
Yeah, well, that's the end of the first over. It's none for 3 after 1 over in reply to a none for 166.
It looks like we might be seeing some more pace up this end. It's like Mel Norop's about to get the ball.
The Chargers, the defending champions, undefeated, never lost a game in this competition. The competition in its second year. Coffs Coast came to the rescue of the Adelaide Strikers late last year when there was that sudden COVID outbreak in Adelaide, and the Strikers jumped on a plane and flew to Coffs Harbour. It's actually all the Big Bash players in Adelaide, even the ones playing for other teams, and they were put up, I believe, on a motel just down the road from the main city at the last minute. And Jason Gillespie was very appreciative of the hospitality shown on the Coffs Coast. They've already helped out the Strikers. Now they're in action. And that's through the fielder at point. And Burton gets away. She'll get one there.
Well, as you said, it was a tricky time. And the town and the city really loved having them around.
I bet they did. Apparently the training facilities were fantastic. As I said, Jason Gillespie spoke glowingly about his time up there and said they had a good time. Not a bad part of the world to be stuck in. Beaches, golf courses. It's a short ball and pulled into the onside, and it gets through mid-wicket and they take off for a single. There's a mix-up. They'll get there easily.
The only letdown was when we had to tell him he couldn't use it as a regional home venue. It was already taken by the Sixers.
They've played some shield matches in Coffs Harbour.
They have.
Not in the last few years, but a few years ago they did. Norop in. Short ball and pushed into the offside region for a single. Beats the field and they're going to come back for 2. Nice shot by Burton.
You're right, there was a Philip Hughes Memorial game played between South Australia and New South Wales.
I actually think one of the South Australian bowlers at the time was from Coffs Harbour. Can't remember his name.
Joe Manning.
That's it. There you go. I knew one of them was from that region. One test wonder many. Norop in. Cut beautifully in front of point. Nice timing by Burton. She'll get another couple. Spirited start.
It's a good start, showing their intent at least to play a shot.
Are you from around Coffs Harbour way?
I am, Coffs Harbour.
Okay, good. I mean, you sounded quite familiar with the area.
You can't see here, but I'm sporting my Coffs Coast Chargers.
I didn't want to give away your bias. Norop in. Cut again by Burton and she'll get a single. I've spent a bit of time up in Coffs Harbour. Lovely spot. The main golf course there has 27 holes, which is a good day out.
Don't think I could get around 27.
I did it with a break in the middle. Or after 18. Norp from the fig tree end. Gets past Cheadle. It's the end of the second over. None for 10 here.
I think Cheadle thinks she missed out on one there.
Solid start for the Bolters.
It's been a great start, but as you see, required run rate's risen to 8.7. Every opportunity missed here is going to start pushing that mark to the 9s and 10s.
That's right, but Cheadle's 2 off 7, Burton's 7 off 5, so Burton's got off to a quick start. She'll be on strike to start this over.
Change of bowler here. I think we've got Holly Simmons. See if we can get some express pace.
Is she quick?
Quick.
Here we go. Simmons, first ball of the match, and Jay's put the mocker on her there. Just pushed that one wide. I think this new pink ball can just get away from you sometimes. It does swing a bit, especially at the lower pace.
Looked like I had a bit of curve on that one.
You get that right, it's going to be a tough ball to keep out. Simmons. She's got the look of a mean fast bowler. She delivers and it's cut off the back foot. No run.
Bit of control there of the shape. That was a good ball. Chargers looking pretty aggressive. Only 1 out at the moment. 2 out. Got a deep fine leg as well.
A deep mid-wicket, third man, and then a ring field. Simmons delivers and it's cut. Oh. Almost an edge there. So do you know a lot of these players?
I do. I've got a little bit of background knowledge if we need to pull up a bit of dirt.
Good. Well, we'll just be looking for good stuff. I don't know what you had in mind. Simmons into Burton, who pushes confidently into the offside. No run. This is good cricket so far. The Bolters haven't been completely overawed by the size of the target. They're still playing their game.
No, it's been a great start so far.
I mean, the fear is you come out, you're chasing a big total, and you see a lot of head in the air shots and some quick wickets. But Simmons, good ball there from Simmons right in the block hole. But Burton and Cheadle already are trying to get into the innings, build a platform.
Yeah, we're seeing positive traditional cricket shots at the moment, which is nice.
Come all this way. You don't want to just give your wicket away. Simmons in again. It's just nudged into the onside. And they'll turn for a second. Good running. Burton scampers back.
That's great running there. And those tight singles there, pushing the 2s, that'll put pressure back on the bowler there as well.
Especially in this big field, there's so many opportunities for 2. Just work it into the gaps. That's a good ball from Simmons, beating Burton on the outside edge, and an impressive over from Holly Simmons.
After a great over there, run rate's increased to 9.1.
Score now none for 13, just 3 runs coming off that over. Hope you're enjoying this coverage from North Sydney Oval, wherever you're watching, across New South Wales, the world. You can see the shot here of all the friends and family that have come to Sydney from wherever they live to be a part of the Women's Regional Bash Finals Day. The Aces, ACT Aces already in the final. Which of these 2 teams can join them? Here's Norop. Outside off stump, and Cheadle lets it go. Quite tall, Cheadle.
I think Kate Jackson, captain here of the Chargers, setting a field she knows that is probably restricting those boundary opportunities for Cheadle.
There's a deep mid-wicket and a deep long off. Cheadle waits. It's short ball and swung into the onside, and she's placed it nicely just in front of square. They've taken two. A good slide by the fielder there. Is that Holly Simmons doing the fielding? No, it was Olivia Osborne. Good tidying up. Kept it to two. Cheadle waits for Norrup. Comes in from the fig tree end. Short and slapped it mid-on. No run. Well, the Chargers look pretty happy at the moment, don't they, Jay? Energetic, smiling, enthusiastic, encouraging each other.
Yeah, plenty of buoyancy in the field, a bit of cheek as well. Pushing each other over as they run, running down the four.
Norrup continues. Slapped it mid-off, who just got a hand to it and palmed it away and kept it to one.
That was good fielding there from Sophie Mavros.
It was hit hard, wasn't it?
So I don't know if you know, we've actually got two Mavroses out here for the Chargers.
Yeah, right.
We've got Sophie and Alex.
Norrup in again.
I think Kate Jackson's actually posed me a question here of who do we think might be the better Mavros? Tough question.
A very tough question considering I've never seen them play before.
I might be out of this game.
Yeah, Jay, you can help me with this one. Norrup, last ball of her second over, and it's cut in the air and caught! The Chargers get their first wicket. Burton goes. Norrup gets the breakthrough, and a handy little opening partnership comes to an end.
I think the catch there was taken by Samara Mitchell, number 21. We've just been given some information on the side here. So Naomi McDonald, that scored the 100 today, has now scored 237 runs in Big Bash finals.
It's a pretty handy record. Be a prized wicket tonight under lights if the Chargers get there.
Underlined without being dismissed.
Without being dismissed.
Very impressive.
It's pretty good stuff. Speaking of the Mavroses, here's Alex Mavros coming to the crease. No. Thought she was going to bowl, but she's not. Who took the catch there? Was you right? Samira Mitchell, maybe? 21 took that catch.
Good catch low. Had to get the hands down. We've got Holly Simmons.
She's going to continue. Don't get to see Mavros yet. Cheadle on strike, the new batter at the non-striker's end. Simmons in, and it's pushed into the covers. No run. So 3 runs and a wicket coming off Norrup's last over. And you're right, that required run rate's just starting to get into that danger territory, isn't it, Jay?
9 and over. Going to take a boundary, basically every over from here.
That's right. And I think one of these players needs to just take the game on a little. That's good bowling from Simmons right in the block hole. There's nothing you can do with that. And we can see Cheadle just getting a bit frustrated here. She's walked towards square leg, just gathering her emotions. The pressure of this run rate must be suffocating for the bolters. Start.
You wonder here where you're going to need to invent a shot.
Simmons continues. Let it go, and it's swung across the line by Cheadle and out to the deep fielder for a single. They'll bring the new batter onto strike.
Claire McGurk.
Claire McGurk indeed. On strike, facing her first ball. Simmons. Again, a nice delivery. No width, no length to get under, and all McGurk could do was play it back down the ground for a dot ball.
It's nearly that Yorker length there. Really nothing to do with that ball other than come forward and try and be aggressive here.
That's right. Just maybe turn it into the gap for a single if you can. Simmons in again. Slapped at by McGurk, but it's just off the bottom of the bat.
Beautiful conditions out there today.
Yeah, lovely. We had a bit of rain this morning, but that's gone away and it's not too hot. Slight breeze. Simmons continues and it's outside off stump and just nudged away for a single in the offside by McGurk, and she gets off the mark. That's the end of the 5th over. It's 1 for 18.
Tidy over again there.
Yeah, very
Only 2
tidy
off.
over. Just can't get away the bolters. No bolting for the bolters.
Love to do a comparison between the two teams at this point. From memory, I think it was around the 30 run mark at 4 overs.
I wouldn't do that. I don't think it'll upset the bolters who might be watching. But after 10 overs, I think the Chargers are already in the 70s. And they just continue to go. Norup continues, and it's a big appeal for LBW. And the confusion between the batters. McGurk didn't run. Cheadle wanted the single. Jay's got graphs here. I didn't even know my cricket did like run rate graphs.
It's a wonder Robbie McKinlay hasn't helped us out here, but the worm graph...
Jay, the problem is we can't put the graph up on the screen, so it's just me looking at it. McGurk on strike. And it's whipped into the onside for a single.
Opportunity for those at home, though. Jump on the My Cricket app.
Have a look at it, exactly.
Regional Bash. Not a pretty picture, though, the worm graph.
No, look, if I'm describing, you've got the Chargers line going pretty straight and high, and the Bolters line a long way below that. Doesn't take a mathematician to work out how that graph's going to look. Cheadle on strike. Waits for Norby, swings at that one, it's up in the air. The fielder getting under it, and she's unfortunately dropped it. It's just slipped out of the skipper's hands, Kate Jackson. She'll be frustrated with that one. And Cheadle gets a life. Norup dug it in, and it was outside off stump. Cheadle tried to hit it over the onside, and it just bobbled out of Jackson's hands.
And unfortunately, we've seen in this match already how important drop catch could be.
There was an early chance in the Chargers innings. Was it McDonald who was dropped?
It was McDonald.
Well, if Cheadle can go on and smash 100 off about 60 balls, then the Bolters could be in this. McGurk waits for Norup. Swung over mid-on's head, over Jackson's head, and it's bouncing towards the rope. And McGurk's back for a 2. Nice shot from the Bolters number 3.
Run rate just creeped over 10 before that ball.
Need to try and find the boundary. Norup in again, and it's played and missed outside the off stumper. A probing delivery.
After the first over there from Norup, very solid line and length. Opportunity went down.
Good delivery, that one, just outside off stump.
A little bit of shape back in. It does look like a good wicket too.
It does look like a good wicket to bat on. A little bit of grass on it. Not too dry. Simmons to continue from the McCartney end. Her third over, and it's a full ball and pushed to mid-off, and Cheadle ran on the shot.
This is good here. They really need to keep putting the pressure on the fielders like that. Force the error.
1 for 23 in the 7th over. Simmons continuing to full ball, and McGurk nudges into the onside, no run. Looks like a handy little play, McGurk. Nice timer of the ball. Simmons continues. It's nudged nicely by McGurk. A deft touch outside off stump. She's coming back for 2. Lovely shot.
Nice fine feather edge there down to third man.
Beautiful shot. And that's what these Bolters players have to do. Look for the gaps. It's a big field. There's only 2 fielders out on the boundary now. Just try and work it into the gaps. Simmons continues, and it's good ball and just knocked onto the onside for a dot ball.
We've seen that one. That it runs pretty quickly across the turf here too. The value for shots.
Definitely. Always at North Sydney Oval. Great place to bat. I mean, I've never batted here, but I'm sure it is a great place to bat. No, it is a great place to bat, and so many famous innings. I think one of the most famous innings here in, well, any cricket, but especially women's cricket, is Elise Perry's double ton here in the Ashes 3 seasons ago. This is really the home of women's cricket in Australia. They play so many international and WBBL fixtures here.
The Chargers obviously sensing here something's going to change. 4 fielders have gone out now.
Spread the field for Cheadle. Simmons in. It's beaten the bat. Cheadle played across that one and couldn't get connect at all. And that's the end of the over. 7 overs gone. 1 for 25. 1 for 26.
We keep talking about this run rate now. We're getting to near 11.
Yeah, I don't want to say that the Bolters have given up, but I have a feeling they're trying to bat out the overs at the bare minimum. Come all this way. It's the Sixers conference final. You don't want to be rock and rolled in 15 overs, and at least fight all the way, get as close as you can. Tremendous experience for all these players. There's a change in the bowling. Is it Sophie Mavros?
It is.
Taking up the bowling from the fig tree end, and it's beaten the bat already.
Sharp, not much bounce from that delivery.
McGurk just practices the shot again. Got the tall Cheadle at the non-striker's end and the diminutive McGurk on strike. Swung across the line at that, just through to the keeper. I think we're in for a ripping final tonight if the result goes as we figure, that the Chargers and the ACT Aces will battle it out in a repeat of last year's final. A grudge match. The Aces will be desperate to pick up the title. That's nicely played by McGurk behind square on the onside. Just turned the wrists on that and came back for 2.
Great fielding there.
The bowler, Holly Simmons?
It is, yeah. As you said there, the Chargers obviously showing their batting prowess, but the Aces, their bowling performance was top-notch.
Definitely. Be hard for the Chargers to bat as well against that bowling. That's a wide ball. I think it'll be called wide, yes. Just drifted too far outside off stump for Sophie Mavros of the Mavros sisters. Do we know who's older?
We'll come back to you there.
There we go, see? Sophie in again, and it's driven to Jackson at mid-on, 1 bounce. So far, Norrup has taken the only wicket in this innings. She has figures of 3 overs, 1 for 14. Ollie Simmons 3 overs, none for nines, bowled excellently. Mavros in again. That's beautifully driven through mid-wicket along the ground by McGurk. A beautiful on drive. And they've taken 2. That was a lovely shot. Made a beautiful sound off the middle of that bat. Sophie Mavros continues. Throws it up and McGurk drives it, and they've taken off for a single. If there's a hit, oh, she would have been out if that was a direct hit. The bowler couldn't collect the throw, and McGurk survives.
We wonder if that one's gone down to the sister rivalry.
Was that a sister, was it? 1 for 32 off 8 overs. There's going to be a change at the McCartney stand end. The captain, I think, is bringing herself onto bowl. Kate Jackson, the skipper.
Maybe sensing a bit of amends for a dropped catch before.
Perhaps. Marshalling her troops is just moving the field around, so there's a ring on the offside, a backward point, cover, extra cover, mid-off, then there's a deep long on, a mid-wicket, sweeper on the onside, a deep backward square leg and a short fine leg. And Jackson starts with a very full toss, and McGurk had to give herself a bit of room, and she's cut it for 4. Beautiful shot.
Played.
Her first boundary of the innings.
Well played.
It was a very high full toss. I wonder if that...
No ball call?
I didn't see a call. Just waiting for confirmation from the umpires, but doesn't seem to be a signal.
It was a great shot. They have to put them ones away.
Another full delivery, but this one just dropped nicely and McGurk nudged down the ground. Yeah, you're right, Jay. You get a ball like that, you're chasing a big target, you've got to try and put him away. And really, in limited overs cricket, it's about finding the gaps, isn't it? And that's what McGurk was able to do. No fielder on the offside boundary. Jackson now to Cheadle, and it's pushed into the covers, and they think about one, but McGurk is sent back.
It's a pretty packed offside field here. Even though they're inside the ring, we've got a point, a cover, extra cover.
Cheadle waits, and she's swinging across the line, and it's just going to go away for a single. Heidi Cheadle's struggling to find a timing in this inning so far, Jay.
Yeah, and just with that one, I'd like to see a little bit quicker run through, put the pressure on the fielder in the deep.
Try and take one on the arm. Oh, there's some excitement there, but it just beat the bat. McGurk tried to late cut one off Jackson, and
you can't underestimate the pressure stroking those balls to the boundary, running that first one hard, and the pressure put on that fielder.
Yeah, you pick up a lot of extra runs, you're right. Now they've just dropped the extra cover back onto the boundary, and McGurk plays it into the offside for a single.
Well felt, as they said. Take that one on the shins, I think.
Ouch. So the end of 9 overs here in the Sydney Conference Final in the Women's Regional Bash. A good over for the Bolters, 7 runs coming off it. They're now 1 for 39 off 9 overs. And Jay, normally you'd say this is a pretty handy start in the Women's Regional Bash, but the Chargers just batted so well to make 166 that, well, it's a steep uphill climb for the Bolters from here.
And as you said, the bowling wasn't disastrous by any means. It's just some aggressive stroke play, taking advantage of the power play. Fielders in.
All right, change in the bowling. Sophie Mavros is continuing, from the fig tree end. And McGurk plays it down the ground for a single.
I think she tried to fool us there, putting her hair up just before that delivery.
Mavros in again. Sophie Mavros, that is, and it's nudged into the offside, and Cheadle set off, and she'll make it easily.
Spread field again here. Really making it hard to try and find that boundary shot they'd need every over.
Yeah. Full ball and driven into the offside, no run. McGurk starting to time the ball nicely. She's
definitely looking like she's got the power there.
Yeah, she's 19 off 24 deliveries, and Cheadle's 10 off 20 deliveries. Avros in again, and McGurk swung across the line and just could not get anything on it.
Yeah, both batters trying to increase the rate at the moment, but finding the fielders more often than not.
Sophie Mavros in again, and elegant touch by McGurk. Couldn't find the gap, but a very pretty batter to watch in action.
And Sophie bowling well again to her field. Just hanging it outside off, knowing she's got the coverage on the offside.
Spot on. Mavros is on the mark, and McGurk back cutting to the sweeper in the offside. That is a single, and that is the... Just wait for the cleaning up to done. That's the end of the over. It's 1 for 42 after 10 overs here in the Sixers conference final. I'm going to step out of the commentary box and leave you with Robbie McKinlay, who's got a ton of good material to share with you. Thank you, and Jay and I will take a break.
Thanks, Menners. Jay, nice to join you. First time today.
Yeah, I've got a second stint here.
Yeah, yes, we've rated you very well, mate, before we give you another go at it. So, I'll tell you what, the batting's been okay, but the bowling has been outstanding. They just have not given them anything. As on strike now, McGurk hits a beautiful shot through the covers, and they should be able to come back for 2.
Yeah, good solid line and length from the pace bowlers. You just wonder if it's just timing makes it a little bit harder. Looks like here with the spin, they can take their time a bit more.
Kate Jackson, a crafty operator, tosses this one up, and it's driven again by McGurk, who's looked good. And I like the look of Heidi Cheadle. Just hasn't quite been able to hit the gaps yet. Jackson's a good skipper, runs the show, doesn't she? Just all over it, does not miss much.
Well, the field placings have been good here, obviously sensing the boundaries requirement.
Jackson a bit short of this time, and attempted cut shot by Cheadle is just a slight little fumble by the keeper, which is Ava Ryan. Been impressed by her work.
We've got the 3 out in the deep here, 1 at long on, 1 at mid-wicket and backward square. And tight packed in a ring on the offside.
So the run rate is almost 13 and over now, so it's beyond the bolters. Jackson to Cheadle, and that one's cut, but straight to point. They look a well-drilled unit here, Jay, the Chargers.
Looking very good, and like you said, it's going to be a tough ask here, and if, as we think it's going to occur, and the Chargers make it through to the final, I think it's going to be a cracking affair.
Yeah. I think they'll go in as a firm favourite to go back-to-back. Jackson tosses up, and Cheadle sweeps just in front of square. Fielder out there, and it's a very nice throw back into that. Bust through the hands of Jackson.
Has been a highlight, probably, the Chargers fielding from the deep.
I agree.
Good solid arms.
Yep. Yeah, certainly the most impressive fielding side we've seen here today. Now advancing down the wicket, McGurk plays a nice shot, but out to deep wicket again. And once again, we speak about the fielding position set by Jackson off her own bowling, but any of the bowlers in particular have been Very sound. I'm not sure we haven't had too many boundaries, have we, in this innings, Jay?
No, and I think you'd probably find most of them were off what you'd classify as a bad ball. So not much you can do from the field placing there.
So that's best thing they can do. I guess their aim here now would be maybe try to set a bit of a target. Yeah, we think of wanting it just over 13 and over now. It's going to be very hard to achieve. So they'd be looking at trying to think, let's at least get past that 100. Bowling now and worked away, but fielder at short mid-wicket grabs that. Sophie Mavros has been impressive with the ball, Jay.
Been great bowling so far. Like you said, I'd just really love to see some advansive or some aggressive shots. Maybe try a few things here. They've got nothing to lose.
Yep. The oldest of the 3 girls in the Mavros family. Sophie bowls now. Pitched up, whipped away nicely. This will be a boundary. Beautifully played behind square leg there by McGuirk. And 4 runs is the result.
Nothing more than a good wristy flick there. Great shot.
Yeah. Sort of short and stats. We saw McGuirk in the field. She was outstanding, and she came on and bowled late in the innings and bowled really well. Real energizer bunny.
Hard to bowl to 2 batters in for.
Yeah, she had the big task ahead of her. Mavros bowls again, and this time it's hit hard down to deep mid-off. Only 1 run. Looks like there's a bit of an attempt here to really up the ante from the bolters.
It's good to see.
Yeah.
Not just occupying time at the crease.
I've actually enjoyed, I think the cricket in this innings has been outstanding because the batting's been really good, but the bowling has been up to it. There's been no freebies. It's a real genuine contest. Now Frost bowls and driven away hard again, but once again, that field set by Jackson is right on the money.
And do you think this, where we're sitting in the game at the moment, it's an opportunity for Jackson to try a few bowlers in anticipation for the final?
Correct. Yeah, so they'll be coming up later on under lights here at North Sydney. Mavros bowls and McGuirk squirts it past mid-wicket, but it just seems wherever that ball goes into the outfield, Jay Guthrie, there is a fielder there ready for it.
They are all over it.
Yeah. So this would be your local mob, wouldn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, you're living in Coffs.
Where else would you want to be?
Oh, it's not a bad spot. Where'd you originally come from, Jay? Were you down Victoria way?
I was Swan Hill, the mighty Murray River.
Yep. Yeah, God, the Murray don't start feeling homesick. Start talking about the beautiful Murray River. Completion that over, 12 overs gone. 1 for 48. In normal circumstance, this is a pretty good score against a very good bowling attack. So the inland bowlers are doing really well here. It's just that I think their bowling didn't have the depth that we're seeing on offer here.
And I think you also had the ill luxury of having 2 batters in a very aggressive mind frame.
Yep. Naomi McDonald earlier on today making a brilliant unbeaten century. Jackson bowls. Oh, it would have been a wide, but McGuirk shows great skill with the bat to play a little dab shot down to third man for a couple of runs there. That was a nice little skilled shot.
It was, and just looking at it there, quick calculation, the bolters would be on track normally here for 100 score, which is pretty good.
Yep. Flighted by Jackson, driven by McGuirk for a single. What a beautiful little ground here at North Sydney Oval. So first visit here, Jay, or?
It is here.
Yeah. Yep.
Picturesque, probably the best way to put it.
Jackson bowls an attempted sweep shot going down the leg side, and Heidi is sent back. There's a wide, so sensible.
Just got that real traditionalist feel, doesn't it?
Oh, it has. You know, it's become the home of Australian cricket here for the women's game. Seen some brilliant matches here. We've had test matches. The outstanding win by Sydney Thunder in the WBBL this year was here, and then you guys, the Sixers, backed it up in the BBL. New South Wales current shield holders, runners up in the WNCL last year, providing test players that ad nauseum. Cricket is flying in New South Wales at the moment.
No need to stop talking about it then.
Yeah, keep it going. So you've crossed over from Victoria and you've settled in nicely to New South Wales. Do you classify yourself a New South Welshman now, Jay?
Well, I do. I'm living on the Murray River, as you said.
Yeah, can go either
You've
way.
always got a foot in both camps.
Yep. Jackson bowls, well flighted, and McGuirk swings it out to deep mid-wicket for a single.
Bit of Q&A, Robbie. If you've got a toe in the Murray River, what state are you actually in?
I reckon you're New South Wales, aren't you?
You're right.
Yep. Because your New South Wales town across the road from you would be, what's the nearest one for you across there?
Well, you've got Murray Downs Golf Course.
As we see a magnificent blow there by Heidi Cheadle for 4 runs. A short ball from Jackson off the last ball of the over and dealt with magnificently for 4. Yeah, what's the golf course there across?
Murray Downs.
Murray Downs, yes, exactly.
Probably just down the road, Tooleybuck.
Yep. Yeah, we had a sporting schools health and PE cricket program out there last season at Tooleybuck. Balranald's another one that's nice and close.
Plenty of Balranald. Locals have moved on up towards Grafton and Coffs now, liking the warmer climate.
Yep.
We've got a bowling change here. I think we've got Olivia Osborne.
What do you know about Olivia for us, Jay?
I've got a little bit on the wire from skipper Kate Jackson here. So generally a new ball bowler. So not quite sure if he's happy with this scenario.
Okay, been dropped down the order a bit.
A specialist fielder, and I think we've seen her boundary riding today. It's been great.
So Olivia Osborne with the older ball. Ooh, just clips the pad, I believe, of McGuirk, so no wide called.
This might be up your alley, Robbie. Just a little multi-sport sort of segment, also known as the hockey star.
Good hockey player.
I thought you might have let us in on that one.
No, the hockey's quite big down my way, around Albury-Wodonga. Often, I'll pause as this delivery, and it's heaved away beautifully, but there's a fielder out there, and they'll just get the 1 run. Quite often the hockey players are a bit of a giveaway when they bat in cricket with their bottom hand. Tends to come through the ball a bit. Love that onside shot.
Watch out for her in the final then, potentially.
Could be. Not many of them get a bat in this Coffs Coast Chargers side, do they?
Not required today.
Not required. Osmond bowls. That's a big high hit. It's gone. It might cover a couple of players, and it's been put down, but I can see why. It was a tough chance there for Hendano, and it swirled around in the air and the breeze, and it was always going to be a tough catch, wasn't it, Jay?
They're tough ones when they're coming over your shoulder and into your hands. Really not much you can do but try and get the ball in front of you.
More good luck than fortune if you hold on to those. Oh, McGuirk goes whack on the third bounce down to deep mid-on. It's well fielded there by Jackson.
Definitely showing McGurk's intent to swing the willow.
Yeah, good clean striker. As we said, this would be a very, very competitive score in any other circumstance here at the moment. They've done really well to get 1 for 67. What are we into the 13th over, 14th over? The trouble is they still require another 100th victory. Lovely shot by Cheadle. Straight drive. Only 1. So just the 1 wicket to fall so far in this game.
Showing the depth of the batting deck out there.
Well, in the previous innings, we saw a record innings score, a record individual score, a highest partnership. Been incredible batting.
Is it too early to call a road?
It's close to it. Oh, here's a good hefty blow, and this time McGuirk finds the gap wide of mid-on. 4 runs, so a few boundaries starting to flow here at North Sydney Oval, but the task is a big one. With 6 overs to go, they still require 92 runs for victory. Look, I don't think it's going to happen, Jay Guthrie, but they are going down with a real crack at it.
They are, and McGurk strike rate of 100.
Yeah, that's outstanding.
In a chase.
Yep.
Really well done.
So what? She goes to 40 now, so it's 1 for 72. Here's a replay of this shot. This is just... That one was Cheadle. This is actually the drop catch that Hendano just ended up doing almost a 360.
Yeah, so McGurk 40 off 41. Cheadle 19 off 30.
Yep.
So probably highlights that just not quite stroking the ball onto the bat.
The other thing I think it highlights too, Jay, is just how well they have bowled.
New bowler here.
We have got left arm offie.
This will test us.
And it's heaved away out to deep square. I think it might even be McDonald.
I think it is.
Naomi McDonald who's coming on.
Haven't done enough today.
No, we're just talking about her. A brilliant century we saw here early on. 104. I think it was off 71 balls.
Talk about stroke play.
Yeah. Pounded the Bolters' attack. Comes in now and well flighted and swept away. Brilliantly fielded there at short, fine leg. Their fielding has been outstanding. Look, that one drop catch we saw in replay before, but outside of that, they're getting quick off the boundary. They'd read the ball very well off the bat. McDonald, well flighted. And McGurk won't get a run.
Wouldn't surprise you if they've sent that ball back to Kookaburra. Out of shape.
Yeah, this shouldn't happen to a Kookaburra. So the run rate is 17, Jay.
Tough.
Tough going. Short and cut away nicely. G. McGurk's a really good-looking player, isn't she? Bats got all the skills, beautiful technique.
Even those delicate hands and
Yep.
wrists to float one down into the offside.
A
square.
real star of the future, I believe. McGurk. McDonald. Swept away, but again, brilliantly fielded that short, fine leg.
Getting good sweep shot.
Down there, hit the ball beautifully, but just couldn't find the gap.
I think that was Nora up there fielding in the inner ring. Great fielding.
How good's have been the field placing of Jackson?
They're just the energy. In,
Yeah.
out, every ball.
Yep.
Everyone knows what they're doing.
Well flighted again. This time, McGurk will get it on the full.
And probably not an easy job in the women's game. We're working with a lot of younger, up-and-coming talent, 14, 15, 16-year-olds. Must be tough.
Yeah, yep. But they're learning the right way. Like to have a skipper like Kate Jackson, you know, showing the ropes, little tricks and treats of the game, you know, it just benefits them for years and years. It sets them up.
Yep.
They then become the educator.
Definitely probably puts the confidence in you as a young bowler.
Yep.
Being thrown the rock and knowing you've got the coverage.
So it's going to set up a replay of last year's grand final.
Osborne bowling again.
Yeah, gee, that was impressive first. Up over from her. As you said, Joe, renowned for maybe taking the new ball more often than not.
And we've seen it there, a drop chance, but a tough chance, but an opportunity nonetheless.
Ozzy Osborne bowls to Cheadle, who defends.
Don't know if we talk about that in current times.
Probably
COVID
not.
Bats. You know.
Fair shout. So Osborne is saying is a very good hockey player. Goes by the nickname of Liv or Aussie.
Traditional.
Yeah, it's pretty run-of-the-mill sort of stuff, isn't it? Nice bowling action and whipped away on the onside for a very nice shot indeed.
Pierces the field.
And finds the boundary. You can see our umpires in the background there just relaxing after a big game. First up in the pavilion there, but this is a beautiful shot. Pure power. That bottom hand come through very nicely indeed.
I know who would know some information about Osborne. It'd be Neil McDonald, surely.
Well, if he didn't, he'd make it up. No, I saw Neil in the innings break going down and congratulating Naomi, and just a little bit of advice on a few things. He thought it was a very good innings. He probably rated it maybe 9 out of 10, and there's a couple of things to work on. I saw him sort of shadow playing a few cover drives and whatnot as Osborne bowls to Cheadle, who thumps that off the back foot down to Jackson at deep mid on for a single. But
So he didn't bring the family tree out to try to work out a bit of lineage?
I tell you what, the closer she got to 100, the closer the linkage got in the family tree. The family tree grew a few branches.
Fine line.
And
between
Macca was
pleasure and
hanging
pain.
off every single one of them. They go a long way back to McDonald's. McGuirk, that'll be wide down the leg side. I really enjoyed the cricket in this innings, Jay. It's just been real quality. The batting's been excellent, and the bowling, I just can't speak highly enough. But I think this bowling is really going to test the ACT Aces.
And their run rate going at 5.1.
Yep. Very serviceable.
You work that across the whole innings. They weren't massively off it, but with a total of 166.
Oh, lovely flick off the toes there by McGuirk. Second bounce over the rope. Delightful shot.
I think she'll be getting close to 50 here.
Yes, I think is it 48 now? The scoreboard just has had a few little internet issues today. So, but have a look at this for a shot. Beautiful. Just a real flourish there at the end. Fast on that side of the ground where the practice pitch was or is. Now this time driven.
Good shot.
Almost clipped the leg of Cheadle on the way through. One more to the score. One more to McGuirk. 45, Jay. The scoreboard's got her as 45.
Going
Gonna
to wait for a little update there, I think.
cross-check here with the My Cricket. Aussie Osborne here. Ready to roll again. Upright seam as she delivers the ball. And it swung hard and high. Jackson's underneath it. Oh, the skipper's put one down at deep mid-on. And Cheadle gets a chance of the last ball of the 16th over.
If you're going to drop them before the final.
Yes, that's a good point. And gee, it had a fair bit of power on it, didn't it?
It was low and flat.
Low and flat.
5 metres in from the boundary there.
It just burst into the fingers of Jackson there.
I think the update is, 45.
45.
Or 47, mind you. Not bad hitting.
Or 47 balls, yep. So Cheadle, with that drop chance, is back on strike because they did get through for one run. Here we go. Look at it. Now this is the fancy footwork. Now there's Jackson in good times. Now that one's a full delivery and it's driven hard and flat through mid-off, through the covers for 4 runs. Good shot there by Cheadle. So she may make them pay a bit for that chance.
Really loving that they're still working hard
Yeah.
on trying to get milking as much as they can out of this. Make the total look worse, less bad.
They may not make the final, Jay, but I've been very impressed with them. Shorter, cut away, straight back to the bowler. Oh, there's a peel there. Not out.
Any other game without this total, it'd be right on.
Yep. They've done it tough. They had a couple of late withdrawals, the bolters, so they've done really well. 1 for 89. McDonald bowls short, heaved away, and it could be a catch, and it is. It's a very good catch taken out there at deep mid-wicket. And that is the end of Cheadle. McDonald gets a wicket, and the catch out there was taken by none other than Olivia Osborne, who was...
Yeah, I was just checking. We did talk up the fielding before.
We did, and that was a good catch.
It's obviously...
So good innings from Cheadle. She's out for 30. Hard hitting. There it is there. Was third replay. Didn't quite get it. But again, Osborne was so quick off the boundary, wasn't she?
Good positioning there.
Coming in there.
Had the hands in a great spot. I think probably come on her a little bit quicker at the end.
Yep. Pretty happy with her work too, Jay. I think there's a hint of just a nice little celebration here. I don't know, it was a hint of relief. Look at this. How about me? How about that?
Maybe about, I'll show you girls how to catch here.
Yeah. Look at that. So she's pretty happy. I got it. I caught it. Come at me. Come at me. Come on. So look at that. Good work. Now coming into the crease now, I think we've got...
Number 8, Jacqueline Vickery, the captain.
Yes, Jacqueline Vickery. She's had a big job. Imagine the amount of work she had to do to try to organise players and with those late withdrawals. Now on strike is McGuirk, and it goes between the bowler and short cover for a single.
I thought she bowled well in her innings as well.
Did bowl well. They play, look, the bowlers, they just come up against that opening pair of Handano and McDonald. That was just superb batting. You don't often see, this level, that hot partnerships into the 160s.
Oh, definitely. And Vickery, yeah, she went for 4 overs, none for 23.
Yep.
In any other day, that's pretty good in T20
Outstanding. Little bit of luck might have picked up a wicket or two. We've only seen 2 of them down in this game. McDonald bowls now to Vickery, the skipper. Just paddles one around the corner for a single.
Tell you what I do like about this bowling lineup here is a couple of spinners already.
Yeah.
Wondering if under lights might play a bit more of a toll.
Yeah, of course, I've got Jackson and McDonald already, who's bowling now. Short, pulled away by McGuirk, who is honing in on a 50. That takes it to 46.
Good stretching effort here from Handano.
Yeah.
In close. Just made a 50. Lazy hole hitting.
Batted well.
50.
Yep.
And just diving all around.
And a good single there for McGuirk. She'll keep strike. 46, so we've got 3 overs to go, Joe. The score's up to 91. Be nice to see him push 120, wouldn't it? If possible.
It wouldn't. I think this is an opportunity here. Kate's brought on, looks like Alex Mavros for a bowl.
So you were questioning before who's the pick of them.
We were.
Gee,
we'll be able
it's
to
a tough
see.
question.
It looks like a long run up here.
It does, doesn't it? Got the number 1 on the back. I don't know if there's a hint with that at all. The sister Sophie wears number 5.
That even might be her sister's run up there. She's just moving 3 metres back.
McGuirk on strike on 46. Would thoroughly deserve a half century. Faces up now. And gee, that's
sharp.
an impressive start.
Slid onto the bat there.
How much depth have they got in this bowling attack? We've just seen Osborne come on from this previous end, bowl a couple overs, quite sharp. And now we've got the youngster, Alex Mavros.
Watch out here, I think.
Gee whiz.
Fireworks.
Work just not. No, there's a bit of a slight change in the field.
Push a long off.
Yeah, I'd be trying to keep the field up. The speedster, Alex Mavros. In now, quick, down the leg side. Will be called for wide, but you've got to be impressed with that pace.
Sharp. Nearly put it to the point. I don't know if I've seen a quicker delivery today.
You took the words right out of my mouth, mate. I reckon I haven't seen a quicker bowler today than that delivery. That is sharp. What a talent. Up around that north coast have dominated women's cricket, haven't they? In the carnivals, the regional carnivals across the state. Mavros bowls. It is appeal for caught behind. Not out.
I think, as you said, you've got Kate Jackson there.
Yeah.
Great tuition, good training. Obviously works with a lot of the youth development in the northern region.
Yep.
Can't be underestimated.
Yeah. Great role model, mentor. Young Alex Mavros, not sure her age, but here she goes again. A Yorker this time. Nicely played by McGuirk. Off the toes. Handano fields well. I think that might be the cap of Alex Mavros in the back there that Handano's holding. Of course, the umpires these days don't hold on to them, do they?
It's tricky
because
with
of COVID. Mavros, full, whipped away. Is that the 50? Yes, it is. Well batted there by Claire McGuirk. Lovely shot through mid-wicket and a thoroughly well-deserved half century to McGuirk.
To the crowd there.
Good on her. All at North Sydney. A good applause, good response from the good crowd in here today. As we're getting towards the end of this game, they're not going to win the bowlers, but they've lost no fans at all with this performance.
Great achievement, making a 50 in a final.
Yep. Crack. Damn. You heard that through the sound effects. Big shot for a single. I don't think you'll see marching bands in the streets of Tamworth and Gunnedah, Jay, but I think what they will do is get, when people look through this and reflect upon it, it's been a fantastic effort.
Very impressive total at the moment, 2 for 98 with a couple remaining.
That wins most games, doesn't it?
The highest score before is 114. They're every likelihood of still beating that.
Mavros, that was sharp. And the skipper played it really well too. Played it straight back to the bowler. Did Jacqueline Vickery. That completes the 18th over Jay Guthrie. It's 2 for 99. And that's an interesting stat. So before this, the previous highest score was 4 for 114.
I'm just wondering now if that's what you set your sights on.
Absolutely.
You can hold your head up high if you get beaten, making the highest score before this game.
Yep. Yeah, no, they can look back upon this, and I just think the Chargers are going to be so hard to defeat in the final tonight. Up against the ACT Aces. The Canberrans.
Did like the bowling of the ACT Aces.
Yeah, look good. I think the bowling was certainly stronger than that batting, I thought, Jay. My only worry would be, I think the Aces are going to have to bat better, and they're going to be up against a better bowling attack too. So, here we go. Another bowling change, is it?
Yeah, Holly Simmons back into the attack.
Yep, Simo's back into the attack.
You just wonder as well the emphasis on the toss. Coming in under lights. Which team do you think what would you be looking to do?
I like the idea of runs on the board in a final, Jay. Just apply that bit of pressure. I don't think there'll be a dew tonight because it's been a bit overcast here today, and it's a little bit of blue sky starting to break through. So it's going to be sort of a bit of a mildy type of night. I don't think we'll have a dew.
We've got a timestamp for 6:30 start.
Yeah, that'd be about right. Yep. Mind you, I'm no North Sydney weather expert, Jay. Struggle to get it right in the Murray. Simmons, a slower ball, well bowled too. And Vickers just pats it back to Gully.
As you said, a bit overcast. The covers have been on the side of the field here all day. Just always looking threatening, nothing really coming.
The ground staff did well, didn't they? We only had a 20-minute delay in the scheduled start time of 10 a.m. And without any fuss, they whipped those covers off. Simmons bowls down the leg side for a wide. And all of a sudden, we're back playing. No overs lost.
And 20 degrees, none to boot.
Now, that hasn't moved all day, that, Joe. Does that stay at 20 degrees all the time, that clock?
Well, given our scoreboard issues.
We'll just get the camera guys so they can shoot in there. We're getting a chance on that scoreboard on the right-hand side after this delivery, unless something sensational happens. Oh, playing a miss outside off stump. So we just go back to that scoreboard on the right-hand side. And we've just seen that 20 degrees, Jay, which it has not moved all day. There we are. The clock's moved a bit.
And if we look at Willy Weather, never one to set you astray.
No. What does it say?
19.8.
19.8. Well, maybe they got it right. There we go. That could be another wide. It is down the leg side. Very pleasant conditions. Being an old Swan Hill boy, Jay, for February, you'd take 20 degrees any day of the week, wouldn't you?
This might be jumper territory.
Yep. In Swan Hill. Geez, they're too tough out there. They wouldn't wear jumpers, would they?
Don't know one.
Jeez, tough as nails out there. Short, cutaway, missed. No run. Through to the keeper. Who's been outstanding? Ava Ryan.
You just wonder here if Holly's just trying a few different things, just seeing what works, what doesn't work. We've seen a couple of slow balls, maybe a few cutters.
I believe young Ava Ryan's quite a handy young soccer player. Simmons bowls, and again it's a play and a miss outside off stump. So Jacqueline could not get onto that one. End of the over, 1 to go. Scores on 100. What are they going to get the second highest ever score? 114 is the target, is it?
Need 13 to draw.
13 to draw that second highest score. They're not going to win the game. That one was over pretty early, really, in the piece, wasn't it?
It is. And I think shining light here, McGurk will be on strike for the final over.
Yeah, 52 not out.
Seen a couple of cracking shots in that last over. From this end, obviously.
Good player. Good player, McGurk. Fielded brilliantly.
Pace on to the bat here as well.
But what was her bowling figures? Might just get you to reflect back on those two, Jay, at some point in the over, just to have a look at her stats. And that one has gone down a fine leg. And pink ball sometimes can be a bit hard to see in the outfield. They've got 2 runs. So building nicely here, McGurk.
McGurk 4 overs for 29.
Yeah, that's not too bad considering the overall run rate.
I think she got a tough job there of bowling 2 or 3 overs in the death.
Well, it was about 8.5 was the run rate throughout the whole innings. So she's gone for around about 5 or 6. You take that. On strike now, a hefty swing out to the onside. They should be able to come back for 2, and they will do. They'll come to the bowler's end. Good throw, nicely taken by Mavros.
It's been good running from both sides in this game.
Yep.
The game previous, a lot of run-outs. This game seems like the batters are very in sync with where a single is available, or maybe 2.
In a good quality game of cricket, this one. Mavros, short, pull away. Jackson's down here.
No Bronx cheer.
No, I was just wondering the skipper didn't get the Bronx cheers from the Chargers crowd. Careful booing the skipper, haven't you?
If you want to bowl again.
Yeah, I like the look of this. Alex Mavros's action, got genuine pace. And here we go. Oh, and it's well bowled again, right on the money. Vickery couldn't do anything about that one.
2 balls. 107 on the board.
Mavros bowls. And Vickery just pokes it out to cover. He's enjoying having a bit of a bat out here in North Sydney Oval. The skipper.
Why would you not?
Well, she's not going to throw a wicket away here. 2 for 107.
Wouldn't it be nice to smack a 4 on your last ball, though?
It would.
Field comes up.
2 to go. Come on, Vickers. Let's go large. And it's a nice shot, but straight to the fielder at extra cover. No run. And that does complete the innings. So it's a convincing victory there to the Coffs Coast Chargers. They made no wicket for 166. It was 104 not out by Naomi McDonald. A half century to Anita Chandano. And we've seen him reply. A good effort from the bolters. 2 for 107. 58 not out from Claire McGurk. They put up a good effort, Joe, but in the end they just weren't quite good enough. They were outplayed by a very quality side.
Yep. No, definitely. A classy knock from McGurk, as you said. Just run through a couple of bowling stats. I think there was some good ones there. So Nora up 1 for 14 off 3 overs. And drop catch to miss in there as well. And as we said, we did think Naomi McDonald bowled well. 1 for 8 off 2. And if we run through the rest there, we had Osborne, none for 23 off 3. Holly Simmons, we thought bowled well.
Yep.
4 overs, none for 12.
No, some good effort, all-round effort. Very impressive with the ball with the Chargers. They were impressive right throughout this game. So for the time being, we will leave North Sydney Oval, but we will be back. The scheduled start time for the final tonight is 6:30. It'll be the Coffs Coast Chargers up against the ACT Aces. Thanks, Jay Guthrie. Great working with you this afternoon. I'm Robbie McKinlay, and we will be back ahead of the Plan B Regional Bash final between the Coffs Coast Chargers and the ACT Aces. It's bye for now.
See you now.